ass. He came in talking during the intro.
Just like a nigga. Show up late, man. Not
Just
even follow the protocol.
having a whole full
Y'all
conversation.
hear me?
Bro, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
we can hear you.
What up, Andrew?
Can
How
you hear
doing,
us?
buddy?
What's up, Andrew? Can you hear us?
We can hear you, Trail. We
All
can
right.
hear
Trail is having some technical difficulties for the moment. While we get that straightened out, let's give y'all a welcome to the island of irrelevancy. We did not do a show in the month of July. It's been a while since this trio has been together. We did a little stream a couple weeks ago where I was insulted a lot, and so cool. Yeah, that's just trying to help out. But
Yeah, we can
yeah,
hear
we
you,
can
bro.
hear you, asshole.
Oh, all right, cool.
Now,
Bro, we did not insult you as much as you think we did, dog.
All right, stop being a little punk.
Fuck both of y'all. Anyway,
Why
we
did
are
you?
here for the SummerSlam 2023. You know what? History, you're right. That wasn't for you. You know that you didn't deserve that. Fuck Trail, history. You're okay so far today. We're good. Me and you are good today.
Yes,
But, fuck Trail. First off, this nigga was late for the show. We said we all had a hard time being on.
You didn't send a link until 9:30. Like,
No, history sent the link. You said on my way, and you arrived late, sir.
right now, I arrived. I was having technical difficulties. I was here on time, but you know what I'm saying? Shit wasn't working right.
Anyway, SummerSlam 2023 is this Saturday in mine and Trail's hometown of Detroit Ford Field. I hope y'all are doing great. And let's go ahead and introduce these two fools. First, we have, of course, the head of A Narrative Media, the one and only Jason Blanks, aka History W. Birthday was last week. Happy belated birthday from the island of irrelevancy.
Yes,
and
man.
of course, 1 year older. Yeah, black man that made it to have some gray hair, so that is an accomplishment.
Yes. Yeah.
Trail, how you been doing, man? Trail, of course, in Detroit. Our man on the ground in the city of Detroit. Trail, how you been this week?
Sure, I'm good, man. A1. Lovely.
Okay, cool. So let's go over some quick news stories real quick.
All right. That's what we doing.
Let's go over some news stories real quick. Couple of things happened. The Elites have confirmed that they're going to be staying with AEW, re-signed multi-year deals with AEW. Do y'all have any quick thoughts on the Elites staying with AEW and not making that potential jump?
That is a very
Trail,
brilliant decision.
You can go first. You can go first, Trail. Your thoughts?
Man, fuck you. Nah, I really don't care though. I mean, everybody expected them to stay. Nobody expected them to leave. So it's not even newsworthy for real. It's just like, they resign. All right, cool. What's next?
Yeah. Which, by the way, big shout outs to Andrew. Happy birthday to you too, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Happy birthday, Andrew.
Happy birthday.
Yes. The Lion Pride is a lot stronger and bigger than what we thought. So big shout outs to you, man. Thanks a lot. I
think Andrew did bring up a good point. Kenny was probably the main target, and they would have took the Young Bucks too. They were close to signing in 2018, but ship sailed. So not surprising that all four of them are staying in AEW, kind of like they freedom. So the other I think news story that came out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just think that is the smartest decision, even if Kenny Omega was on the radar. And the reason being is because of the fact that like they're not going to get that creative power like they're going to get at AEW, at WWE. So I would say that stay where you can make your own bread while eat it. So with that, make your own cake while you can also eat it. So with that, I think that it was a smart decision. I just think it was a dumb decision now, the more and more hindsight being 2020, that Cody Rhodes has left AEW at this point in time because his story hasn't gone nowhere.
Well, here's the thing. They wrote Cody into a corner in AEW because in like the first pay-per-view, he had to stick where if he lost a match, he could never challenge for the AEW World title. So you basically took your biggest star, threw him out the main event picture forever. And then he did all that Cody Island shit, and that's what fucked up Cody and AEW. Not necessarily leaving, but it was, well, y'all took one of y'all big stars out the main event. Fuck you gonna do?
Yeah,
Kind of stupid, but oh well.
yeah, but that was also wasn't that under the guise that Cody was eventually going to start doing, like, for sure he was going to start doing the whole more administration kind of roles, not necessarily being the wrestler anymore on ground. But is that correct? I thought that's why
Apparently,
like that.
Apparently, he's said over the last year he really it was a lot more that challenging him being the fucking EVP that he thought he was going to be, and his setup now is where he's basically wrestling and has some say over what his stories are. Which honestly, that you sometimes it takes a person getting a little bit of power, seeing what that power is about, realizing, you know what, I'm good, not having as much.
Yeah. Fair enough. Understood. And so,
Terrell, any final thoughts before we go into the other kind of sort of story that happened over the last couple of days?
Medium fish and medium sized pond. That's what that is. Don't really care.
Yeah.
We swim.
I can feel that. Vince McMahon got subpoenaed by a federal grand jury. Has more to do with that hush money shit. So just another one. Also, last week apparently Vince underwent some supposedly life-altering spinal surgery. People forget, due to 78. So maybe Vince got some implants in him, some cyber implants, so he can live longer. Because I'm not convinced nothing's gonna kill Vince McMahon until once the earth blow up. Then that's when it's like, all right, Vince might die, but who knows?
Yeah,
but yeah. It's just more hush money shit.
I just want to have a conversation with Vince. I just really want to ask, you literally could spend the rest of your life chilling. You don't have to do a single thing. What drives you to keep going to work every day? Why? What is it? Are you that power hungry that you just need to be in the business somehow, some way? Or you got that much pride or that much, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is. You got that much of it that you just can't sit down and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You have to be involved. Bro, you done brought it here. It's time to sit back and let somebody else take it to the next level and go ahead and enjoy that.
Well, I think it's just the fact that I want to say it's not more power as much as it's you letting go of your true love. And if this has been all he's been living and breathing and becoming his heir, then I understand why he doesn't want to let go. But I can see where you're being a detriment to yourself. And it definitely can see where too much of one thing can be effective. Can be effective to you in a negative way. So I think it's more so of the fact of it's an addiction, more so than the fact of it's being because he has power at this point in time. And
power, bro, because
I don't think it's power.
A little retirement, shit was going great, shit was smooth.
Yeah, but y'all got played like Mark Henry did it. So I knew that shit was. I knew that was a lie, dog.
Right, and so that don't make you think wow, this guy's really that power hungry that he can't sit back and let it thrive without him.
It makes me think that he doesn't know what to do with himself. It definitely does make me think that he doesn't know what to do with himself. Because
think about how many old politicians that's going right now that don't want to give up their power.
Yeah,
we got fucking presidents that's in their 80s, pushing 90.
Yeah,
possibly. Some of these old rich white people don't want to give up that power. It's
they don't want to give. They don't. I'm about to say, yeah, it's exactly that. It's all he know. I don't know if it's the power in the context of because if he was poor and then he did this, then I would be like, okay, cool, yeah, this is power hungry. But what this is basically he. Go ahead. What you was gonna say?
I mean, the origin story of Vince McMahon is that the nigga grew up in a trailer park. He didn't meet his daddy until he was 12. He still got, I think, that besides the chair shots that probably fucked his old ass brain up, he probably got some of that trailer park mentality in the back of his head still. So maybe I don't know. Maybe
then that's
you want to hold on to everything.
Yeah, Then maybe that. Because I'm about to say, I remember Vincent was kind of like coming for money a little bit more so than normal people was. I'm not saying that he grew up like perfect, but definitely was more suburban than most other people. And so if we were talking about like him being all like trailer park hungry, his mom lived past 100. Yep.
Series of fucking shit stepdads, including one that Vince was like, I could have killed that nigga. That happened, but the one thing, and I think Trail hit the nail, like to have a conversation with old ass Vincent Man and just kind of get inside that brain, just talk. What the fuck is what is with you? And like, but we never gonna get that because WWE ain't never really gonna be that honest with a Vince McMahon documentary or sit down interview. It's gonna be fucking spin, and it ain't gonna be as interesting. So it is what it is. All right.
No, I was just gonna say. Go ahead, Trell. Did you have something to say, man?
Oh no, I still think he just a power hungry old man that just can't let go.
Yeah. I think if we going back off of like him being poor and becoming this rich, then he's trying to make sure he solidify that shit. I don't think that he's gonna let go of this until Stephanie McMahon and Paul Levesque, their kids get like old enough to take over.
I think they're gonna have to like have him like committed, mentally insane for him to let go, or like have him like literally committed or something.
Yeah, they have dementia. Dementia or some shit like that. Yeah.
Something.
So show that, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, because my man,
15. Okay,
who heading up Endeavor, Ari Emanuel or Erie Emanuel, like he specifically said when the whole WWE UFC thing happened, we want to keep Vince McMahon on. Now, there is some little devious part of me is like, this. It could be a setup to be like, all right, cool, deal done. Now let's find a way to get rid of this old ass because shit was going smooth without Vince. You got Nick Khan there to handle the business stuff. You got Triple H to handle the creative stuff. You had Stephanie McMahon to be the female face of the company. And this is just like, nah, I need to be in. So you might have the best explanation. Power hungry old man. Can't let it go. But let's move on to the final kind of news story. We got a legend debut or legend appearance on AEW Dynamite tonight. A couple things were confirmed. Main event for All In is going to be MJF versus Adam Cole for the world title. And we're going to see next week Jungle Jack Perry, the current FTW champion, taking on Michigan's own WWE Hall of Famer, Rob Van Dam. He made an appearance on Dynamite tonight. Some shit involving Jerry Lynn. And Rob Van Dam is going to face Jack Perry. Match should be fine, but
He's doing it. Okay, doing it. He's doing it, Jamel. He's doing it.
I'm doing what? What am I doing?
he was like,
what?
Trell, you were dozing off.
Trell was like that. Trell was like full fucking squid. Like he couldn't see shit.
Like I really don't care. It was like just
All right, let's get into the main reason why we're here. SummerSlam and SummerSlam season.
It's just saying like, bro, Rob Van Dam, your wife, you need to be, but whatever your wife doing, you need to be with her because she the one that's popping. Bro, sit down.
There's a lot of titty on that woman. Just goddamn.
I just don't. I feel like this. I don't care about Rob Van Dam wrestling anymore.
Thank you. It's like,
I don't care about Rob Van Dam wrestling anymore. I feel. I don't get me wrong. I get it. I understand the appeal behind Rob Van Dam, but that appeal only worked with ECW. If I didn't have 100 other dudes wrestling the same exact way as Rob Van Dam right now, I mean, then maybe I'd be excited. But I feel like it's kind of like everybody doing super kicks and 619s now. Like there's a bunch of people who doing 619s at this point in time. I think Wes Lee does a 619 around the pole. Everybody's hitting super kicks, like fucking Usos super kick the shit out of anybody. So they took that from HBK. Yeah, so it doesn't matter anymore if you have people doing it.
It's like, where did this even fucking come from? Like,
Yes,
why is
What,
like
Super
you got
King?
a million other people on the roster? Why are you bringing in Rob Van Dam?
correct.
Because Tony loves ECW.
I
That is
thought you were going to say like some type of such and such did say
that's
this.
that's it. That's the only reason. It's because
You're gonna make it
this
make
nigga
sense.
Tony Khan dick rides ECW a lot. So hey, he's one of the few that ain't fucking brain damaged and can still
Tony
walk.
Khan will probably give Paul Heyman the entire company on a silver platter if he could.
He would eat Paul Heyman's ass if he said, "Hey, I want to come over to AEW." He would give Paul Heyman everything. He would get
Paul
power,
Heyman
give him a raise. He'll give him his firstborn son. Like he ain't even got a son yet. He'll give him one.
And what's
Like
crazy, that's when
that's the
AEW
level
actually become a good product. If that was to ever happen.
Yeah.
And also on top of that, I was just looking at just now.
Correct.
Rob Van Dam net worth is about $5 million. After all the shit that he has gone through in life,
God damn.
only $5 million.
Wrestlers don't get paid that much. Like you see them on TV a lot, but they don't get paid that much.
I know.
You
That's what
think
makes it worse, though. That's what makes it
a wrestler of you would think somebody of his level and somebody who was in WWE for as long as he was, maybe he wasn't smart with his money.
He did bounce around for a while too.
So let's look at let's fuck around and do this. What's Drew McIntyre's net worth? Let's go with that. Cool, because you said Drew. How much you think?
I say Drew between 5.
Huh?
About 5.
3 and 5. Yearly salary?
His yearly salary is like $1 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, like I said, they don't make that much.
They don't make nothing, dog. It's estimated to have a net worth of more than $1.5 million, and those dudes don't make no goddamn money, and they got to pay for their own shit. God, man.
That's you, John Cena.
I love wrestling, dog. I love wrestling because the wrestlers love it too, dog. And it's just so hard to like.
But see, that's the thing. To get into the business knowing like I'm not gonna make that much money in this.
You have to love this shit.
Love it.
So what's fucked up is that they can make more money than like the average wrestler can make more money than like the average boxer.
Then you think of somebody like Dolph Ziggler that's been there about 20 years, bro, probably sitting on about a good 20, 30 million.
I don't think so.
I think
maybe not that much, but Dolph is probably comfortable.
Dolph Ziggler, I don't think so.
I don't go by net worths because like that can never tell a true story. Like it might tell you like, I threw at the contracts and that type of shit.
Ooh, actually, you're not too far off. His net worth is supposed to be like $52 million. Mm-hmm. Cool to the dog.
Like, Ziggler been there for a while, so he probably sitting on.
He been there in some way, shape, or form since 2005 when he was Kerwin White. God damn. Holy shit. Let's get into SummerSlam because
let's do that.
That is something to think about. SummerSlam 2023 is coming up this weekend. We are going to go over the match card in just a second, but I wanted the fellas to give us our favorite SummerSlam memory from years past. SummerSlam acts as the middle of the year WrestleMania. Some big events happen, some storyline progression happened. Trail, what are some moments from SummerSlam that you look back on with some fondness?
I had to say my number one SummerSlam memory would be SummerSlam 99. Like that whole pay-per-view period, because like this was back when like you had to pay like $70 for a pay-per-view. So like, people really wasn't buying them. So like I don't know where. My dad had got a tape from somebody. And so like I watched that tape religiously. Like I could tell you the entire match card, top to bottom to top, who won. That was really one of like that video is kind of like how I fell in love with wrestling almost, because like I would literally watch that month like almost every other day. So like Mark Henry turning on Mark Henry turning on D'Lo that night. The tag team turmoil match, Edge and Christian almost ran the gauntlet till they ran into APA. The Rock versus Mr. Ass and the Kiss My Ass match, like that was fire. Stone Cold, Triple H, and Mankind. And then, like, after knowing the history behind that match specifically, then going back and rewatching it, I'm like, oh, okay, there's some shit right here. Yeah, that whole SummerSlam 99, so I'll say probably like my fondest SummerSlam memories.
What about your history? What's the SummerSlam memory that you would like to share? You can do a memory and a match. Don't have to be from the same SummerSlam, but let us know. Let us know some bits.
So, all right, I'm kind of the worst person because I don't remember my SummerSlams as well as I should supposed to be remember them. But I will say that, like, if I could think of the recent memory, because that's what I was looking at. John Cena versus CM Punk, man. I felt like that made CM Punk still feel like a star. It was for the undisputed title. And I absolutely love the kind of the PG-ish era when it was that type of wrestling. When it was CM Punk, when it was Ryback, when it was John Cena still kind of going at it. Every now and then,
that's something nobody's ever said in life.
I know.
I'm positive about Ryback.
That just made me cringe a little bit. I still.
Well, what I mean by that, well, I'm not saying I'm a fan of Ryback. I'm not a fucking fan of Ryback at all. But what I mean by that is, I hated the fact I hated this shit. I thought this shit was weird. Was he jacking off like two big long dicks or something? What the fuck is he doing this for? I'm going hard at it. You're like, it just felt weird, dog. So I didn't like that character too much. There's plenty of people who look almost like parodies of other wrestlers, and I just didn't see it, dog. I just felt like he was you know who did a better version of Goldberg? Gilbert. Do you remember Gilbert? The old man that used to fucking be dressed up.
Squad.
Yeah, that was a better version of him.
And Goldberg a hoe for never working with him either. That would have been so cold for them to work. Even just to give them a spear, that would have been like a mind.
Really quickly, news happened on AEW. Hikaru Shida.
We don't care about AEW. Man. Keep going with
my man. You ain't gonna be yelling at me like that.
Yeah. Like, we don't care. We got
calm your ass down.
Plan. We don't care about AEW.
You don't calm your hostile black ass down.
Shit.
Yeah.
So. I would say that would be my biggest one is the fact of like I like CM Punk wrestling at one point in time. Do I like CM Punk wrestling now? I feel like kind of like Rob Van Dam. I just don't care about him wrestling anymore. I just think that he needs to go calm his ass down at this point in time. So I thought that was fun wrestling. I thought that was exciting wrestling, and I could watch Raw and SmackDown during that time. So I'm gonna say SmackDown around not SmackDown, SummerSlam around 2012. That's I think that's the year that happened. So check that. That one was pretty dope. That was a good fucking matchup.
For me, I got a pay-per-view and I've got a match that's gotten way more interesting than that time. SummerSlam 2000. That is like the first legit great SummerSlam that I remember. You got that Kurt Angle, Triple H, Stephanie Love triangle going on. Also, The Rock was WWF champion. Legitimately, the biggest babyface of the company was the fourth most important person in that whole story. That's the SummerSlam with Shane and Steve Blackman had that hardcore match. Shane got cracked and fell like 40 feet onto the mats. We had the first ever TLC match. Edge, Christian, Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, say no more. And there's another ladder match that happened 2 years before this. Want to give a shout out, Rock, Triple H, SummerSlam 1998. The match that made The Rock, that like solidified that The Rock was going to be the man, the next big star.
The only match he ever did.
Yep, that's his only ladder match. It was a good one. It was a good one too. And
that's kind of a shame that Rock has not done matches where he went like full hardcore, but then when he had matches like that, he beat the piss out of the person with a weapon.
Damn near killed Mick Foley.
Yeah.
99. He almost killed mankind.
Why wasn't to sacrificing his body that much? He like, nah, I know how to get the job done without doing all that shit.
He was making what's the name? He was making executive decisions. Like, nah, how about I don't do that? The other ladder match, and considering what's happened in the years since 2005, custody of Dominic in that ladder match between Ray and Eddie. Considering everything that's happened since then with Dominic, it is wild to just go back to that match and just enjoy the fucking crazy ass soap opera and Eddie yelling out, "Where the fuck is Vicky?" at the top of the ladder, losing his mind. It's such, where the fuck is Vicky? Beautiful moment. Like that is such a fun show, and that match was great. Shawn Michaels embarrassed the shit out of Hulk Hogan. Hilarious.
Bring up Hogan.
I give Shawn Michaels credit. It was hilarious watching him oversell for Hulk Hogan. It was one asshole politician facing another one, and made them both look stupid. So that's a match I always love going back to. So let's get into SummerSlam 2023. There are currently 8 matches announced for the show, and that's probably going to be it. Another match that was potentially going to be on the show, Becky Lynch versus Trish Stratus, has been pushed back a couple weeks. There's going to be no U.S. title match on this card because Austin Theory and Santos Escobar, that's going to be next week on SmackDown. So this is a nice, tight card. It's a standard of the Triple H era so far, keeping these shows to about 6 to 8 matches. Nice and tight. Watch this match. Enjoy it. Go the fuck home. I appreciate that. So,
do you appreciate
how are y'all feeling?
With lots
I
of
appreciate it because
4 hours.
I appreciate not having fucking 5-6 hour long shows full of nothing matches. At least on this card, everything has build, everything has a purpose, everything makes sense in each of its own ways, with the exception of one thing. We'll get to that.
What'd you say?
I feel like
the current card is
a lot better.
So now, and before I forgot, for my predictions, we're gonna be doing the lock challenge. And for each one of my locks that I get wrong, I'm gonna have to eat a wing covered in Last Dab Apollo hot sauce. If you remember the WrestleMania challenge, burn the shit out of my mouth with the sauce. And before anybody asks, the one chip challenge will not be making a return. I'll never eat one of them again. So there are 8 matches on this card. I'm gonna have 5 locks. The majority of my picks will be locks on this show. So up the danger factor. Let's get started.
And also
with the first match.
And also on top of that, I think we're going to be doing a draft. We're going to be starting the draft by the end of this month, correct?
Correct.
We'll
get more details on the.
Yes.
We'll be putting more details on the Island of Irrelevance Facebook page, so be on the lookout for that.
Yes.
Let's get started with our picks for the
night. So if you pay attention to him do this lock challenge is probably going to be the easiest way to keep in mind of like, hey, I got to pick an actual good person. Because if I don't, then every week I'm probably going to have to burn my ass. So with that, like, look at this draft. This draft is going to be this SummerSlam. Make your picks through that Facebook group. Make them in this actual chat as well for who you think is going to win. But then next time we're going to actually tell you how the score system works as well. But yeah, this will probably be a good representation of how the draft actually works. So good luck. May the odds be in your favor, my buddy.
I hope you get every single one wrong.
Let's get started with the SummerSlam Battle Royale. This is just a way to get a bunch of people on the rest of the SummerSlam card. You know how the armbar usually is. It's just like, we need to get people on the card, so get these people a paycheck. We've got, so far announced for the match, we have Chad Gable, Otis, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tommaso Ciampa, Sheamus, and L.A. Knight. Trail, who do you think is going to win this one? It could be one of the people I just gave, or you can just give take out a thin there. Who do you think is going to win?
I think everybody is expecting LA Knight to win. I don't think he's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a heel that win, and LA Knight is gonna feud with said heel that wins. So I'm thinking maybe Grayson Waller could possibly, or that could lead to like a Grayson Waller Rock confrontation, maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know. It's a lot of ways they could go with this battle royal. So I don't know. It's really hard to tell, but I'm not sure who I'm picking, but I do know
Ugh.
I got a feeling the person's gonna be healed.
Ew. I'm sorry. So we're talking about the Grace. Repeat that matchup that you just said. Apologize.
It is the SummerSlam Battle Royale. So far in the match, LA Knight, Sheamus, Tommaso Ciampa, Nakamura, Otis, Gable. Standard Battle Royal shit to get people on the card. Who do you think is going to win?
LA Knight.
All right, LA Knight for
I think
history. Trail, who you picking?
You got to make right.
I don't know. I'm just picking a heel. Any heel.
All right, and I'm gonna go with Bronson Reed. This is obviously not a fucking lock because why would I lock a battle royal? Bronson Reed, I'm gonna just pick him. Why not? Why not Bronson Reed?
Yeah.
Next match on the card.
Well, no. I was just gonna say. Yeah, I was gonna say like I think that this is definitely LA Knight. They got to make right by LA Knight not winning the title, and not being in a title match. So I think that this is the way that you make people happy. Like Jamel and Trail, you always talk about making the crowd a little happy before they go.
No, I talk about that. Trail is on the fuck them. They paid their money. He's on that train.
Me and Trail on the same wavelength, dog. Because I feel like that, bro. You paid us money. You better come enjoy this fucking show.
Come enjoy this show. You gonna like how the man? I was about to take it somewhere crazy. Go ahead.
Even Eddie Murphy slaughtered a few people. And slaughtered a few movies before you actually decided to realize that was trash. I'm talking to you, Pluto Nash. I'm talking to you 1,000 words.
Have y'all ever seen that meme? Like you don't
Haunted Mansion.
That's what they are. Like.
Yeah. And technically, LA Knight is a heel still. So go ahead.
Nah, he's turn face against Hit Row. That was supposed to be a technical face turn.
That's so garbage.
Because no one cares about Hit Row. Anyway, this feud actually has been kind of built up pretty good, and also on Monday got a hell of a video package. It is the MMA rules match between Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Word going out is that Ronda has a hard out. She's going to be disappearing from WWE TV after SummerSlam. Likely, Ronda is done because Ronda, she's grumpy with fans. And probably don't really feel it because there's some creative shit, but she's going out and looking to possibly elevate one of her besties in Shayna Baszler in an MMA rules match. We don't know what the rules are. I'm assuming they're gonna try and make this seem like a shoot and like really scrapping, which I'm all for. Let them go at it, let them just beat shit out of each other. But what say you, History? Who is your pick to win this match?
I hope they smarter than what they did when they did that boxing tournament a few years back. Yeah, I don't know if y'all remember that boxing. Yeah, in the 90s. Remember that shit, dog? They better do better than that shit. I didn't know that they had the fucking MMA rules. But this is gonna be Shayna. And you know what, man? I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been watching Stars on Mars, and Ronda Rousey was on that one. And I've been seeing other interviews, and I've been watching her video game streams and shit like that. Ronda Rousey get a bad rep, dog. And I don't understand why she gets a bad rep when it comes to that shit. And I think that that's also another reason why she probably wants to leave. It's because of the fact that she can't be a person that she wants to be. And I feel like she has this I don't like people hating me behavior. But also on top of that, I think that it's a good way of kind of showing that like kind of to get back. Hey, Shayna helped me get into WWE. I mean, I think that this is a good way. Because there was a lot of shit that Ronda Rousey kind of supported these women in, like especially like when, from what I remember, there was a rumor that like Vince McMahon wanted to push this like LGBTQ shit onto Shayna Baszler and the wrong people between like Sonya Deville and somebody else at the time. It was just wild shit that like Vince and WWE were doing when they kind of handled Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville. So I love the fact that like this is a match that's happening. I just hate the fact that it's happening because somebody's unhappy. That makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a
I can
match
see
that
that.
somebody's heart is into it. It just feels like it's a. I just need to make you happy before you kind of go. Like, you know,
Apparently, this was always the plan. Like they were supposed to get the women's tag titles a lot sooner than they did, then break up, and then it was going to lead into this match. But
Yeah.
both of them got hurt. Like y'all remember at WrestleMania, they were both like hurt for a minute, and then it was
That's
gone
always
for.
they plan that for SummerSlam for them to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just had to speed it up like the last couple months, which I'm all for it because it's like, hell, do it. And I understand what you're saying about Ronda. She probably do gets a bad rep. My thing with her is this: like, she hasn't improved since day one. Like since her first match, she's barely improved. Just barely.
It's
Like she relied on I'm a MMA, I was a champion, all this so much. It don't seem like she
I don't know what
worked.
you're moving, bro, but it's taking over your voice. What you were saying?
Oh my bad. I said it seemed like she hasn't just like worked on her craft much. And then she can't cut a promo to save her life.
Mm-hmm.
If it's live promo, I'll say that. If it's recorded, she probably do excellent because you got unlimited film, you can just retake. But as far as a live promo, it's like she don't. It seems like she don't know what she's doing, and she don't. And it comes off as she don't care that she don't know what she's doing, and that could rub people the wrong way. Like, okay, if you don't care, then why are you here?
Y'all also got to remember and it's something that I thought about. She really only been wrestling for like 2 full years.
Exactly.
Because if you remember, she came in 2018, worked pretty much that whole year. Then she can't. I cannot finish the damn explanation.
We're not making no excuses for nobody when somebody came.
My nigga, can I finish? All right, all right. I was going to let you know. I'm giving logic to why it.
Finish what you were saying, Jamel.
Here's what happened. She worked all the way up until that WrestleMania 2019. Didn't wrestle the whole rest of that year. Didn't wrestle in all of 2020. Didn't wrestle all of 2021. So the 5 years she's been around, she's only been wrestling. She was only been wrestling 2 of those years, actually. Like she ain't been on the road. She hasn't in the last year. She hasn't really had that chance to improve. And so I think that's why her shit last year was kind of sloppy because she wasn't wrestling. She didn't have that. And so I get what you're saying, Trill. No, we don't make no excuses. Fuck that white bitch. But I'm just saying that's the role. Like I clearly remember.
You can't make excuses. She a professional. You under a contract. Why you not gonna practice your craft if you're under a contract?
So here's the thing that I kind of just get the gist of is the fact that like she's obviously been about family, and so like that's what it seems like the reason why she's leaving the most part of it. And she already has like social anxiety, so she's kind of like what's his name that left that dude that had that gay porn out. The gay porn out, and then
Lars Sullivan.
Lars Sullivan, yeah. So I think that she handled it better, but I think that it's also kind of like I'm a go with Jamel on this one, and I'm a double down and go a little bit more against you, Trell. I think that it's kind of unfair because of the fact that like she obviously yes she has an MMA background, but we kind of all heard several wrestlers who went from MMA to wrestling who said that like honestly this is different versus being in the octagon, right? Octagon, you go in there, you sleep a person, and if your match was supposed to be your rounds was like what 10-minute rounds for 3 rounds or something like that, you sleep a person in the first round, you're done, right? Whereas this one is like you got to carry this shit on for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes even 45 to 30 minutes, right? Depends on whatever the match is, right? So I think that there was a lot of training that needed to be done between that. And I don't think that she got that. I think that she just got kind of thrown into the sharks and was like, oh, she's the baddest woman in the world. We're gonna capture that moment and then go from there. She also came off of a fucking losing a title, right? And a lot of people hated her for that because she came back for a rematch. She got spanked and then she quit. And now we have this Ronda Rousey that quit. So we already have kind of very negative like mindsets about her already before she hits WWE. And so if they would have got Ronda Rousey that same year when she was with The Rock and they did that little I don't know what the fuck would you call that, but when they
The confrontation with Stephanie and Triple H.
Yeah, if they would have got that Ronda Rousey, I think that we would have been okay. But because of the fact that we had like a little bit of a waiting period, and then we had her get had her fight in between that, I think that it was just gave her enough time to kind of just fuck up her actual reputation. And so now we got Ronda Rousey again this year, and it just seems like that Ronda Rousey, just her heart is not in it. You know what I mean? And that's understandable because of the fact that you gotta admit, Vince and them were not doing right by the women's division, period. Like, unless we said this a couple times on this podcast, bro. Unless you were Charlotte, Becky, and what it was, Sasha, like we weren't doing anything. And I will lump that group into Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey wasn't really getting good fucking shit at that point in time. Yes, she had some times where she was going against like people like Becky Lynch and everything like that, but that wasn't really full stories. Like, you probably can't really talk about how great the matches were with Ronda Rousey, and that's not her fault. I think that that's bad creative, hands down. So I'm actually defending her more so than
no, you can't blame a match on creative.
Yeah, you can. You can blame a match on creative. Because like that's the case, then cool. If that's the case, we said that, I'm not going to bring him up. I'm going to actually use a different person. Darren Young. Darren Young has been a fantastic fucking wrestler, but he has been built up to be such a fucking trash like promo person, and he has been like he has some trash programs. Like, as much as he's been fantastic at wrestling, his programs has been garbage. So with that, like, I would say that like you're creative. If you don't have a good story behind it, that match don't fucking matter. We just talked about it just now with RVD and Jungle Boy. Like, realistically, I don't give a fuck about Jungle Boy and RVD because there's no story behind it. They don't make no difference about it.
You cannot care about the match, but you still go out and put out a great match.
Yeah.
Let's pivot back to Ronda versus Shayna. Our final picks. History. Who are you thinking?
Shayna.
Who you got?
Oh, Shayna, easy.
Yeah.
I just cared.
I not only have Shayna, I got it as a lock. This is the first lock of the night, so I'm locking Shayna to beat Ronda Rousey. It only makes sense. Shirley, you had any final thoughts?
No, I was just saying I just started caring about this from that video package. Like, that literally made me.
That elevated it. Yeah. A good video package can do that. Moving on to
and to respond to Andrew,
viral.
Liv Morgan is a trash wrestler, so I don't even know. We're not even gonna put Ronda Rousey in that same conversation with that.
Let's go ahead and get into the next match. It is Ricochet taking on Logan Paul. I'm gonna be honest with you. Ricochet has never been a good promo, even if you look at his shit outside of WWE. Never been good. Logan Paul is mediocre. These two talking over the last couple of weeks really made me not want to see this match. Then I remember, like, all right, they both can do some flippy shit. They both gonna look cool doing it. All right, let's get into it. Shrell, what's your thoughts on this match and who you got in this one?
I think it's a great way to kick off the show because they did establish that they're going first so Logan can get back to watch his brother fight. So I think it'll be a great way to open the show, real high octane, fast. It's going to be a spot fest pretty much, a whole bunch of bunchy flippies. It's going to be a stop. I mean, that's a great way to open the show in my opinion. You get the crowd into it. They can lose eyes.
I'm with Trail. A spot fest can be a fun way to start off. Okay, so
that's what's gonna have that problem because it's like, okay, you just had that, which is good for the eyes. It's great. I don't care about who wins. I feel like Logan Paul is gonna win for some reason.
Yeah,
even though I think Ricochet probably needs it a little bit more. Because I think if he lose here, he's done. Which I still think is gonna happen regardless. I think this you really like expose Ricochet that he can't talk, and I think they're noticing that for real. And so I think this might have been his last like opportunity to break that mid card, try to raise to upper mid card main level.
He's at his
That's
seat.
a banger. I'm just keep it real.
Where's Leo Rush when you need him? Because that was like the best fucking like talker for a lot of people.
What say you, history? So who are you picking in this match, history?
If he loses, Andrew said Logan Paul. If he loses, he has lost every match he has had so far.
No, he beat the Miz. He beat the Miz last year at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
and him and Miz beat the Mysterios last year at WrestleMania. He's got 2 wins.
You know what, man? I'm gonna double down, dog. I voted for Logan Paul for one reason why when we had Money in the Bank is because of the fact that I just felt like WWE is gonna be like some fucked up shit and have him win. I feel like they set this man up for failure, dog. And they kind of did. They were kind of alluding that they were going to do this for Money in the Bank. They were going to have Logan Paul grab that motherfucker. I hope that he trips and falls and he can't go to see his brother's match that night. I just hope a lot of I don't fuck with Logan Paul.
What the fuck does this got to do with the match?
I don't fuck with
Logan Paul. Make your pick so we can move forward.
Ricochet all the way. I just don't fuck with him, dog. So
cool. I'm picking Ricochet as well. I figure why not? Logan Paul can take losses.
Wait, you judging me?
You were about to go.
You judging me for that?
Like,
you call Ronda Rousey a white bitch, even trying to say verbatim.
I didn't say that. That was Trill.
I ain't calling her a white bitch. You said that.
So
I remember you saying I am Trill. Ronda Rousey is a white bitch.
Bro, that's what I remember. You are not going to disrespect Ronda Rousey no more. Ronda Rousey deserves all the flowers. Oh man,
cool. Next match on the card is for the WWE Women's Championship. It is Asuka the Champ defending against Charlotte Flair and Bianca Belair. Over the last couple of weeks, Bianca's been slowly but surely showing some more attitude, being a little more stand up and for herself. She's not as I'm going to kind of roll along with everything. History is pantomiming, so he's clearly got some thoughts on this. However,
that's what she's been doing, dog.
Just being all zesty anyway. Charlotte, of course, is in the title picture because it's Charlotte.
Yes.
Well, what you going a title picture and not involve Charlotte? What's wrong with you? Of course. Come on now. It's like having the moon without the stars. Come on now.
Yeah.
Asuka feel real. I'm about to lose my shit on this night. It feels like I don't see how Asuka leaves with the belt because Charlotte Flair, it almost instinctually, I want to say Charlotte is going to win because Charlotte always wins. She literally always wins. So it's like, and then Bianca, she could always get the belt back. And then, of course, we got Miss Money in the Bank, EL Sky, lurking in the background. So Asuka, it's going to take a lot of skill for her to get out of this match with the title. I'm not sure she can. Trail, who are you picking in this match to walk out as women's champion? We're not including the potential EO cash in. Specifically, this match, who you got?
I'm going Asuka to retain. I think EO is going to make an appearance. EO and Bailey is going to make an appearance, and it somehow is going to result in Asuka retaining the title.
Cool. History, what about you? What you think is going to
happen? Shit. I'm gonna go with Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair is gonna win it. I think that they need that money grab, and they done made this girl suffer long enough. I think that what's gonna essentially happen is
she lost the belt a month ago.
Yeah,
no, she lost it 2 months ago after holding it for over a year. She's cool.
I don't think she's cool. This is my pick. This is my pick. So I think that's what's going to happen is I think they're going to try to prolong this Asuka versus Bianca Belair just so they can insert Io Sky last second to cash in. So Bianca Belair is going to win. Asuka and Bianca Belair are going to continue this actual rivalry and keep going from there.
I think somehow, some way, Asuka is going to sneak out with the win. I think we'll probably get Bayley, maybe a Bayley Charlotte program out of this, or maybe Bayley takes some more losses to Bianca. Who knows?
No, I think
But
we get the Charlotte Bianca program out of this. And I think it's going to transition into Asuka and Io for the title.
I think they want to say. My feeling is they want to save Bianca Charlotte for WrestleMania, maybe, but exactly. I could definitely. It's just Charlotte always beats fucking Asuka for somehow she always wins. So I'm gonna go with Asuka. I'm pulling for Asuka to get this and have her go more than just a pay-per-view with holding the title.
Yeah,
ain't looking good for her. So,
but yeah, I feel like Bianca winning is gonna be a swerve though. That's the part. I think it's gonna be because like they got people who's automatically saying Asuka's gonna win it because of the fact they're retaining for Io Sky. And I think that a lot of people also say like you that Charlotte always finds a way to beat Asuka, right? So I think the swerve would be Bianca wins, and then we continue this program with Bianca and Asuka, so that Io Sky can be inserted a little bit more. Because you can't fucking have Io Sky go against Charlotte Flair at this point in time. That's Roman Reigns versus Grayson Waller at this point in time. You mean the program won't work. So I just think that that's the easiest way we can do this. That's the easiest route that we can go with.
All right, moving on to what could be match of the night in terms of in-ring quality. It is the Intercontinental Championship match. Gunther taking on Drew McIntyre for the belt. Gunther as IC champion, he is the longest of the last 30 years, pretty much since the man who owns the IC title record. He's the longest reigning champ since then. Gunther has held the belt since June of 2022. It's a historic reign. It is one of the great Intercontinental Championship reigns of all time. The man has, again, it is astonishing how long he's held that belt, 417 plus days. Do y'all see it ending here at SummerSlam about a month before he would hold the all-time record? Trail, history, let's kick it off with you. Who you got in this
one? You know what? Fuck. Did they? My question is going to be based off of this. Did they finish the contract talks with Drew McIntyre? I never heard.
That's not known at this time because
on hold because they put some more time on his contract for an injury.
Then yeah.
Also, the thing that I've been seeing is that the Endeavor merger has kind of like it's thrown some things off. Like they haven't been able to really sign free agents like that since the merger happened, since the merger got announced, or like they're not going into contract talking because of this lawsuit they got with MLW. So it might be once the Endeavor thing is like official, that's when they'll like go into contract talks with them, and that's when they'll kind of start getting recruits. But I'm hoping that they keep Drew. Drew should be in WWE, but.
Yes.
What y'all think of this one? I think it's just one word. I'm gonna describe this one.
I think Gunther's gonna win this. Yeah, it's gonna fucking hurt.
Gunther's win, absolutely. He actually restored the Intercontinental. He made the Intercontinental title relevant again. Like he single-handedly did that. So you gotta get that man the order. To me, Gunther is probably like my top 3 of current wrestlers right now. Like
I wouldn't say that, but go ahead.
That's my top 3, not yours, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he got it. He got it all. And
okay.
Gotta make sure I
respect to Gunther. I'm going with Gunther as well. I think Gunther doesn't drop the title until he gets that record. Then we'll see who gets the win. It could be Drew that gets the win. After Monday, I wouldn't mind if Chad Gable gets a shot at beating Gunther in like an actual match.
I want Gunther to one to take the belt off of him when he break the record.
It'd be cold. That would be such a cold moment, and it would make Chad Gable. But for now, Gunther is going to reign supreme as the IC champion. Speaking of champions, let's get into what's being billed sort of as their triple main events. Let's get into the heavy hitting matches. First up, this one should be short, and this to me is the most disappointing build. Gunther is also a lock for me. That is the second lock of the night. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. I am disappointed in this match because they didn't do the simplest thing to build interest. Add a stipulation. Could have been a Texas Bull Rope match. Could have been a dog collar match. It could have made this first blood. There were a myriad of options when it came to stipulations. They chose not to give this one a stip. I'm guessing maybe because the tribal combat with Roman and Jay and the MMA rules match, they're like, okay, let's not do too many gimmicks, but still, this should have been a gimmick match. It should have happened. That gives it more juice. That gives it more interest. So let's keep this short. I've got Cody to win here, and that's another lot pick. Trail, who you got?
Cody in unbelievable fashion. Like it's just not believable to me. Like Cody beating Brock Lesnar. Like it's not believable at all. That's why I feel like it needs a stipulation. It does, because like just looking at Cody, like it's no way in hell you about to tell me Cody is gonna beat Brock Lesnar.
Yes, I agree.
Mr. Who you got?
They need Cody Rhodes to win at this point in time to keep him with the same momentum, to keep him being able to do these promos. What do you want to talk about? For us to have this, we need Cody to fucking win. He needs to go on an ultimate winning streak for the next fucking year. I mean, the rest of this damn year. And to make sense for WrestleMania to be a thing. I've said this Cody Rhodes project has been fucking garbage, bro. At least in my opinion, it's been garbage. It's been fucking straight fucking trash. I'm okay with the trial and errors. I'm okay with the bumpy roads and everything like that. But he has been really getting his ass whipped, and they've been really writing him terrible. So I think that he's going to win, and then they're going to have my man Bray Wyatt come and put him down. I think that that's what's going to happen.
All right, cool. Bray Wyatt, spooky bullshit. We got that to look forward to. Now, let's get to the meat of the show, because these are the two matches that I am intrigued with the most. The two World Championship matches. First, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. There are so many directions that they can go with whoever wins. You have the belt on Seth. He becomes an ultimate target. Could be cashed in on by Damian. You have Finn win the match. Damian could cash in on him. Or we can see the Judgment Day had that tension build up over the next number of months until Damian gets desperate. Possible cash in, future rivalry. Who knows what's going to happen? JD McDonough, he's in the ether, so he could still join. Laya Valkyria, she been beefing with Rhea Ripley. She could be getting the Dom treatment and being beaten into submission, and she'll be a part of the crew. There's Dom and Rhea. Who knows what's going to happen? This should be fun. I know what I hope, and I think I know what y'all are hoping happens, but let's get to our picks. Trail, who you got in this match?
My heart wants Finn to win, but my mind says Seth is going to win. And I think, of course, they're going to tease a cash in, or it's going to be an unsuccessful attempt. Not unsuccessful attempt, but it's like he's not going to actually technically cash it in. It's like, oh, he never cashed it in type thing. But my heart wants Finn to win because I want Finn to have that validation of being a world champion again, because I feel like he deserves it. Other than that, because he's been on fucking fire this year. Yeah, my heart wants Finn, but my mind tells me they're not going to give me that. That's why another reason I'm like, this show is not giving me anything that I'm looking for. That's why I'm like, this card is kind of lackluster in my opinion. Because
that's why I was like, when I was looking at the card just now, I was like,
I barely care about Roman and Jay. Only reason I do care is because the story has been so fucking phenomenal. But it's like, come on, bro, we know Jay not gonna win. We know he's not gonna win. But it's like, damn, I want to see how it's.
We'll get to that match in a minute. We can get to that match in a second. So,
Yeah,
Trail, you going with Seth Rollins. History, who you picking?
Kind of like Trail. My heart wants Finn Balor to win. But if we're trying to push this actual breakup of Judgment Day, I want Seth Rollins to. I said this last time, for Money in the Bank. I want Seth Rollins. Excuse me, sorry. I want Seth Rollins to win. Right when Seth Rollins is celebrating, Damian Priest cashes in, wins the fucking title, and now he has this kind of like certain type of arrogance and saying, kind of like what Seth Rollins was saying. Like, you mean, I beat your boy multiple times, and now you got Finn Balor basically, you mean, having this fucking anger and keeping him still in the main event picture itself. I just don't see them doing it with Finn Balor being in the main event picture at this point in time. And I just feel like, unfortunately, Finn Balor gets kind of beta bitched sometimes when it comes to these storylines, especially in the main event picture. They just find him for some reason. They call him they find him as a mid-carder or a tag team champion instead of an actual world champion. And he has done a lot of things. And at this point in time, he deserves a title, bro. He fucking deserves a title. He deserves it far more than what I would say like Seth Rollins deserves. I get that Seth Rollins had a white hot year, but at this point in time, you got to make right. At this point in time, you got to make right. Come on, Paul. Make right by this.
For me, I'm going with Finn Balor. Not only am I going with it, it's going to be a lock pick. I think for the story of Judgment Day, all of them got something except for Finn. Damian got the briefcase. Dom got the North American title. Rhea got the women's title. Finn needs something. I'm intrigued either way they go with where they're with the match, but I'm picking Finn Balor to win just so Triple H can get that golden prophecy where everybody in a group has the accomplishments. They did it with Bloodline. They did it with Undisputed Era at NXT. Some Triple H loves doing. He did it with Evolution. I see that happening. I got faith. I'm going with Finn Balor to get the win in his match, setting up no tension with the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I think that's
to
dope.
The final match.
Yeah. I'm about to say, I think that's dope, man. I really hope that they do that, which would make sense. I would love to see that. I would hands down love to see that if they weren't trying to like basically promote this breakup. If they were trying to if they were really kind of like going with this breakup, it would feel too much like Evolution. But then also on top with Randy Orton with Evolution and shit like that. But I don't think that they're going to do it with Finn Balor. I don't think they're going to pull the trigger, unfortunately. But I think that to promote the breakup of Judgment Day, they got to do it with Damian Priest gets that title, just hands down. We got to get his hands on that title.
It's too soon for Priest to be champion, in my opinion.
He's got a year to catch it, so we've got time.
Man.
Now on to what is likely going to be the main event.
Yeah.
It is Tribal Combat, which basically means no DQ. Anything goes.
No holds barred.
It is for the UWU, the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns defends against Jey Uso, the third in their trilogy. They first met at Clash of Champions 2020 back in the Thunderdome, then did it again in Hell in a Cell 2020. 3 years later, we're here for SummerSlam 2023. So many emotions, so much gaslighting, so much manipulation, beatdowns, Jimmy Uso being taken out. We've seen a lot of stuff over the last couple of years. Does Jey Uso have any shot at winning this match against Roman Reigns? Believe it. Narratively, it makes the most sense for Jey Uso to be the one to beat Roman. He's the one who suffered the most abuse by Roman. He's the one who's basically taking the most shit from Roman. Him getting the moment of I beat you and I took what you value most would be nice. Does he really have a shot? What do y'all think?
You go first, Jason. We go like you got a lot to say about this.
So I feel like Jey Uso is going to. Jey Uso is going to lose, man. I think Jey Uso is going to lose because the one of the parts with the storyline was that like Roman Reigns said that you were not supposed to be the one. It was supposed to be Jimmy, right? And so I think that that's a kind of like a subtle hint towards actually Jimmy being in some type of way involved with the actual match in the final part. I feel like the bloodline, everybody keeps saying that the bloodline hasn't imploded. I don't think that the bloodline hasn't imploded at all. I think that the bloodline is still intact. The only outlier is Jey Uso. So I think that what's going to happen is Roman Reigns is going to retain that title between Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso being involved itself. I think the Usos broke up. I don't think the bloodline broke up. Yeah, but I also think that there's going to be an introduction of a new fucking person in the bloodline at the very end of this night. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet for Jamel's sake.
It's Trey, what you think?
I feel like something's got to happen. Like something has to happen between the card and this storyline itself. You don't have that damn moment. And I don't see it nowhere other than possibly
here. Yeah.
So it's like something here is you gotta have somebody debut. Jimmy gotta interfere. Roman is gonna win, of course, but something has to happen in this match specifically because the rest of the card is too. It's lackluster. It's not giving SummerSlam. Like it's not giving a Big Four pay-per-view.
It's a backlash.
Yeah,
it's a backlash. It's a backlash.
Also, I feel like something major is gonna happen. So I feel like something major period is gonna happen at SummerSlam, and I believe it's gonna either be Bray Wyatt returning and Cody and Brock, or The Rock returning, or something's gonna happen in that main event. But I feel like it's gonna be Roman is gonna win. We're gonna get the 1, 3, 2, 3. Dun, 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 dun. You know how like the TikTok, everybody be like, oh, yeah, we're gonna get that, but something is gonna happen. It has to, because like this card is too
yeah. So
yeah, I learned my lesson after WrestleMania. I'm picking Roman Reigns. I'm never picking against Roman Reigns again, even if I think he's gonna lose. I'm picking against him. So that is it for our picks and our projections for SummerSlam. So make sure you leave them in the Facebook group. Make sure you leave them on the comments of this video on YouTube. Yep. Gentlemen, any final thoughts on SummerSlam before we wrap things up for the night?
So I'm gonna ask a question to you because of the fact that we quickly talked about Vince McMahon, and this is that's my question about the swerve. Is the fact that I looked at this. This is a lot of fucking singles titles being defended. There's no like tag titles or anything like that. There's only one match with 3 people.
Kevin Owens is hurt, so that's
obviously, why. But I mean, we got women's titles too. I mean, and we got, they
hurt too. Well, what other credible women? We're not gonna.
I don't know. Yeah, don't worry about it. But I'm just saying, for the purpose of this, right? This is a lot of singles, and so when I look at this actual thing, you kind of have to have a swerve in some form or fashion. We got 2 title matches, and realistically, there's only one that looks like.
Well, we have 4 title matches.
World titles. I'm talking about major titles. And so, like the World Heavyweight Championship, and then also the undisputed title. So we have those 2 titles, correct? But out of those 2, who actually looks like they're gonna beat the person that's the champion? And realistically, I mean, the only one is Finn Balor. Gunther, does that look like that's going to be a loss with so much of the stuff that's kind of like obvious there? We're going for this 1,000 days. We're fighting for Gunther to keep his 1,000 days at this point in time. The IC title doesn't matter. It's 1,000 days at this point in time. Yeah. So realistically, like my question,
the record is, by the way, it's a little over 450, not 1,000.
You didn't have to be so technical. You knew what he meant.
Motherfucker, I had to correct the nigga. Get the shit right now. I'm going to correct you.
You didn't have to correct.
Yes, I did.
Your pride.
I sure did. Let's be correct on shit.
Okay.
It don't matter. So I wanted to correct it.
Go ahead. All right, the 500 days.
Be a dick like the ones you eat.
So Jamel's dyslexia is kicking in. He needs to make sure that it's concrete. So with that. I'm just gonna say that, like, my question is to you is the fact that, do you think that we need the swerve? Do you think that this is where Vince McMahon would have been a strong suit in? or do you think that this is where
You mean Vince Russo?
Vince McMahon? Because this is WWE.
Russo was the swerve. Russo was the swerve master.
But Vince McMahon was also a swerve person too, right?
I guess.
Not as much though.
Something needs to happen.
Russo would swerve for stupid ass reasons though.
This card is predictable.
That's what I'm saying. It feels predictable. I feel like if Vince McMahon had his hands on this one, we would not see this one as so predictable.
Vince McMahon from when? Not Vince McMahon circa 2022 or years in the last decade. Maybe year 2000 Vince.
Bad, but he not that bad. We've seen worse.
Say
Vince. We've seen worse from Vince.
Russo.
No, from Vince.
Worse than Vince. Vince at his worst. We've seen even worse. I can say that confidently.
So,
do you think that this card would have been better or worse?
I mean, that's comparing one power shit to another power. We come on now. We compare shit
because the fact that we still watch the product and we're sitting here doing a podcast.
Right. Vince McMahon is responsible for your favorite WWE moment.
It don't fucking matter. Damn. Stop bringing up old shit. You don't want me bringing up old shit.
No,
you bringing up shit from 20 years ago saying, man, but you gotta admit, Vince McMahon, he did give us this. So the fuck what? The nigga ain't been good as a promoter really consistently since about 2013, bro.
Nah, hell nah.
I wouldn't do that. Nah.
Right.
I would.
Because he might have some bad ideas, but he be having a lot of good
He would have a good idea every once in a while. He'd give you Kofi Mania. He'd mess around and give you the Becky Lynch man shit.
You got to think about it. He gave us Bobby Lashley.
The well-run strike quick.
Bobby Lashley was a pretty fucking decent program too.
And then he fucked up Bobby Lashley.
He did great by Bobby Lashley and then fucked him up at the end. But he did great by him.
That wasn't even his fault though.
I want to say that was not Foley. Yeah.
We gotta
look, man. If you get all the credit, you getting fucking lion's share of the blame.
Worse.
Yeah, I don't think that
is clearly out there.
Current Vince, this card would be crap. That's according to Andrew. Vince would have Cody losing to Brock at SummerSlam. I fucking agree. I fucking thoroughly agree. And
Gunther would have been lost the IC title,
which would have made sense.
Yeah. Vince was gonna fucking bury Gunther. What for no fucking reason last year. That shit came out. So I had a nigga job to R-Truth.
How true do we believe that? Because looking at Gunther is the prototypical Vince McMahon type of guy.
How many times we seen that Vince has fucked up the prototypical Vince McMahon type of guy?
Yeah, if they wasn't good, Vince McMahon
fucked them up when they good.
Nah, Vince
he fucked up Roman Reigns for years, booking him wrong
because he was trying too hard with Roman. He
wanted Roman Reigns to be good. He was trying to make Roman Reigns the new Rock, and
he was trying to make him the new John Cena. He was booking him like John Cena.
Cool. All right, I'll give you that. But we also, I think that the problem is with John Cena and The Rock. The imagery of those people is the fact that we forget that they were fucking heels at one point in time.
Yeah,
that's when they grew
some shit to get to that point.
Yeah. So if we have Roman Reigns change to a face now, that would be a different fucking type of chef's kiss versus what we have right now. But Rock was a heel, and then when he was a face, he had heelish moments. He was just a dude that fucking like roasted the shit out of you, which was kind of a fucking like heelish kind of thing.
He was a tweener.
Yeah. So if we
can't keep saying and bringing up WCW when we bring up Vince being shit as creative. You can't keep doing that.
Well, you can't.
You got to the nigga been bad for a majority of the last 20 years. He's been bad.
I can't say that.
But as bad as he is, he's had 100 times more good.
Exactly. I agree.
You're talking from a recency bias. Like, come on now.
I'm talking historic. Vince has had some. He's done great. He's done great. I'll give y'all that. He has had great moments. He has architected a whole bunch of great shit. We can't act like the nigga been batting 1,000 this whole time, especially over the last 20 years. Mid-90s WWE was ass before the NWO appeared.
Recency bias.
You see that shit? You see that shit right there, Jamel? You the reason why Vince McMahon don't want to fucking quit because he's like, I'm gonna show their ass. I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them I'm still good. I still got it. I want to be good.
Anyway,
I want to end on a
final
high
thoughts before we wrap up the show.
I want to send the crowd home happy.
No,
Any final thoughts before we wrap up the show for the month?
Bro, this is a trash ass card. That's the final note. I can't believe I just paid my monthly membership
All right.
for Peacock with this.
Well, that is going to do it for this show. Trail, where can people find you?
at FNN_trail everywhere.
All right, history, where can people find you?
Bro, do me a favor, y'all. If you are on YouTube, hit that like, that subscribe, and that share button.
Oh shit, we are on YouTube.
We
man.
are on YouTube now.
Yeah.
Historical Voices from the East Side is officially all on YouTube, as well as also we are on Truvio, we are on Kick, as well as also we are on Spotify, Spotify, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your audio acoustical pleasures from. Support this fucking podcast and join our actual Facebook group as well. It's the Island of Irrelevancy podcast. Join us on that, man. Tell us your favorite fucking like WrestleMania moment, whatever you need to do. Talk to us, and then
We'll do SummerSlam because that's the time of year we're at.
well,
Do
a person can
something.
tell us still their favorite wrestler, huh?
I said, come tell me I suck, because you know I like talking.
Yeah, just tell us some shit, dog. Tell us about your favorite wrestling moment, bro. Like, join us, man, because we actually have some 3 black dudes who like wrestling, bro. And I'm from the South, and I don't say wrestling, but wrestling moments, bro. We enjoy this shit, bro, and we love this shit. So
And that shit
join
not
us.
lame, bro.
It's not. It's not.
I
Join
hate
us.
Let me go into a rant for a few minutes because I really feel the type of way about this. I hate when motherfuckers, why you still watch wrestling? That shit fake. Bro, it's fucking entertainment. Don't nobody talk about you watching these fake ass videos, fake ass Tubi movies, all up in like, oh, I would never. We ain't trying to hear that shit, bro. Let us enjoy what we enjoy in our piece, not being judged about what we like to enjoy. So what the shit is scripted? So what this outcome we already know. It's fucking entertainment. And we enjoy that brand of entertainment. So let us do what the fuck we do.
Yes.
Period.
So yeah, bro.
That's it. That's a final way to close up.
If you
We'll
love,
see y'all next month for. Yeah, that was the perfect way to close out the show. Good job, Trail. We'll catch y'all next month for whatever we do in September. Payback. Nobody gives a shit about Payback. It'll be something. We'll think of something.
This is Backlash Money in the Bank, bro. What you talking about?
Payback. Backlash was a couple of months ago.
I'm talking
Money
about
in the Bank.
I'm saying this SummerSlam is Backlash. This is Money in the Bank Backlash, basically. This SummerSlam card.
Anyway,
I'm sick.
Take care of each other.
Detroit, bro. Why we have to get this bullshit ass card?
Drink some water. Moisturize. Take care of yourself. Call your mama, and y'all have a good rest of your week and have a good rest of the month. And hopefully, SummerSlam delivers a fun show.
All right,
y'all
man.
take care.
Stay dope, stay amazing. And guess what? I know when I gotta hit the end stream button. So I'm gonna say this right now.
Hogan boy.
I'm just coaching, man. Y'all stay dope, stay amazing. Keep making history. Peace. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe.
You suck.
Hogan boy. Hogan boy.